Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Midwest chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences presents the 46th Annual Emmy Awards. Please join me in welcoming home our hosts for the evening, Robin Meade from CNN Headline News and MSNBC's Lester Holt.
That's right, a lot of times mornings, but I'm watching it between commercials.
With the sound down or up?
With sound down. But you look great. Voted sexiest newscaster how many years in a row?
Well, it depends on who you ask. But, I mean, you can say that about me. That's very nice. You know what I can say about you?
What?
Aren't you rumored to be on the short list to replace Dan Rather?
Yes, I am. And in fact, see the bags under my eyes? I'm up every night blogging on the internet trying to keep that rumor alive.
Really?
Yeah. You know all those things you've been seeing on Shop Talk? That's me.
You know, Lester and I, it's funny that we're here hosting together because when we both lived in Chicago, we went to the same church. But he had a better attendance than I did. Now, of course, that I live in the South, I guess you could say I've learned a different doctrine, and that is, the higher the hair, the closer to God.
It is a thrill to be here. I think for both of us to be back in Chicago, a lot has changed. A lot of the buildings have grown taller.
The studios have moved, Channel 5.
Well, CBS is actually moving down. It seems to be the building is still sinking. I walked by McClure Court. Is that building still sinking, or is it my imagination? Didn't it used to be 2 stories? I understand CBS is going to be moving into a new home soon, so we wish them the best.
Well, good for them. It's great to be home with you all. We are so appreciative just to be remembered and to be asked back. It's very nice. I know 3 years, a lot of things change, but I read the Sun-Times every day, so I still kind of keep up with what's going on in the biz. And we're glad to be home. You too?
I am delighted to be home. And of course, I want to thank Larry Ward very quickly before we move on from WMAQ. When I was first asked to do this, I said, well, I work weekends, do the Today Show on the weekends. So I asked to get it off, and in typical NBC fashion, they said, no. But because that would mean I would have a day off, and we don't do that. But they said you can do the show, the Today Show from Chicago. So we're going to do it from Studio 5 tomorrow. And I want to thank Larry Wart for hosting us tomorrow. Appreciate it. And I also want to take a moment to give credit to that fine introduction we had, the cartoon. I want to give Stan McKenzie and S10 Media a hand for the Emmy cartoon intro. S10 Media is exciting new graphics and animation company made up of multimedia specialists. So big hand for that wonderful open. And one other bit of business before we begin to introduce our first presenters for the night. There will be occasions tonight where you'll hear a winner and that winner may not be present. No need to come up and accept for them. Our presenters will graciously accept those awards for those who are not here tonight.
Well, you'll be seeing enough of us all night, so let's get on with some other folks. Our first presenters tonight, would you please welcome to the stage Eduardo Fernandez, Vice President and General Manager of WSNS TV, and Tracy Butler, meteorologist for WLS. Guys, you look divine.
Bienvenido a todo.
Very well said. Very nice. Welcome, everyone, and good luck tonight to all the nominees. In our first category, 9A, documentary of current significance. The nominees are
Worried Sick, WTTW. Wisconsin Soldiers, Mission Iraq, WMTV. Where We Stood, Chicago's Resistance to the U.S. War in Iraq, WTTW. Experiment, Gay and Straight, CAN-TV.
And the winner is Wisconsin Soldiers, Mission Iraq, Paul Bloom, Sam Sorensen, producers, WMTV.
They're National Guard engineers from Wisconsin, responsible for paving roads, constructing police checkpoints, and protecting American forces. But their primary mission is clear.
We are all soldiers and we all have to fight the same war.
Over the next hour, we'll take you to Iraq, show you the stories of local soldiers rebuilding a country and trying to survive in a war zone.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you, everybody. Just want to introduce ourselves, Paul Bloom here, and Sam Sorensen, the photographer, the editor, and I would say the brains behind our documentary, and so thank you for all of that. Just a couple quick thank yous from me. Our news director from Madison, Jim Dick, just arrived, and we want to thank Jim, obviously, for sending us over. I want to thank my family who came in from Boston, mom and dad, and North Carolina for my sister. Thank you. And just obviously like to thank, this was a unit we went over with, the 229th Wisconsin National Guard soldiers. They were great hosts, and it's their story. Sam and I were just fortunate enough to be able to tell it, so thank you very much.
And I'm sorry, yes, also thank you to me, for my wife, my mother who was here, my parents, and for Jim who was smart enough to send us over there. For me, it's exciting just to be in a room with so many people that I've seen all over the air, all over the place. And after this, we're going to go back to Madison, and you'll probably never hear of us again. So this is a real honor. It's a real honor to be here tonight with you all. And Lester, if I could bend your ear one moment. If you make it to that network, the one thing that, you walk around all over the place and everyone is talking about the liberal media, the evil media. We're the corporate media, we're the liberal media, so if you're being accused from both sides, hopefully you're being as balanced as you can be. In Iraq, we learned a lot over there, and we see a lot every day, of course, about how all the things that are going on and the daily body counts, and these are all happening, but there are 150,000 people over there, U.S. soldiers, and if news is idea, the standard way of putting it is, it's not when a dog bites a man, but when a man bites a dog. We report the extraordinary. My only concern is, from a tiny little town in Wisconsin, that people in our country and in our viewers don't necessarily know what the ordinary is, so the extraordinary or the exception to the rule may not be something that they're prepared for to string against the tableau of what is ordinary. So anyway, sorry about that, but Lester, I thought I'd throw that out there, and to all of the rest of you, thank you so much. This is the biggest honor of my life, and thank you very much. Can we take this? Yeah.
In category 9B, documentary of historic significance, the nominees are
Wisconsin World War II Stories Pacific, Wisconsin Public Television. Chicago Stories, Polio in Chicago, WTTW. Leopold and Loeb, Love and Murder in Chicago, WTTW. Prairie Tides, WTTW.
I didn't think I was going to be this nervous opening these. And the recipients are Leopold and Loeb, Love and Murder in Chicago. Jay Shefsky, producer, John Calloway, senior producer, Mary Field, executive producer, WTTW.
Richard Loeb had a passion for crime. Nathan Leopold's passion was for Richard Loeb. Together, in 1924, they committed a crime that would dominate headlines for months and still fascinate us nearly a century later. Why would two wealthy and brilliant young men decide to prove their superiority by murdering a 14-year-old boy?
Well, I just feel so lucky and so grateful to have had a chance to make this. Grateful, first of all, to Harvey Moshman, who, that he took the job at Channel 2 because he had begun this documentary. He had done a lot of the research, he had done many of the interviews, and then, thank you very much, he left to go to Channel 2, and so it was up to us to take it from there. And really, his name should be on this as well. I feel grateful also just to be working at a place where we get to tell stories like this, historical stories and modern day stories, and really get to put the time into learning about them and hopefully telling them well. Grateful also to have had the chance for the last several years to work with John Calloway and with Mary Field on Chicago Stories and on other series there. And also, one other thing, I mean, one of the things that I think really made a difference in this program, and was one of the reasons why we thought it was worth going back to this story again, is the amazing photo collection at the Chicago Historical Society. And we found that there were hundreds of photos of Leopold and Loeb from the Daily News Archive that hadn't been printed and had never been seen, many of them, since the 20s. So I just am thrilled. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the work of V.J. McAleer. He had a tough year. He's back. Let's give him a big hand.
Absolutely. And in our final category, Category 10, a documentary of cultural significance, the nominees are...
In a Just World, Contraception, Abortion, and World Religion, WTTW. Our Voice, Our Culture, Our Language, WMBS. We Are the People of Wisconsin, Stockbridge, Muncie, Mohican Nation, WMVS. Breaking Ground, the story of the Oriental Institute, WTTW. Art Payne, CAN-TV.
And the winner is, In a Just World, Contraception, Abortion, and World Religion, Chip Duncan, Allison Rostenkowski, producers, WTTW.
Few issues in the world today are as divisive as those surrounding a woman's reproductive decisions. Debates over contraception and abortion are not new, nor are they centered in a particular region. But the roots of the debate are often centered in religious values and in the ethics cherished by each faith. Understanding and resolution begin with dialogue.
It seems that our recipients aren't here this evening, but we are honored to accept it in their honor. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
What you got?
Oh, they wanted me to work on a hook.
Because we don't have an orchestra to cue everybody when to go off?
Right, apparently the speeches we're gonna get into the kind of a long speech thing. So they wanted me to make one. I'm
Visual help there.
working on it. Okay, you guys are in television.
So you know what a minute is.
You know what a minute is, you know what 30 seconds is, and I can't believe I'm doing this, the guy who has ignored cues my entire career.
I think it's funny.
Rap.
I think it's funny
that piece has to be a minute and a half. I go 3, I'm sorry.
I think it's funny that the people who, would normally yell in your ear, wrap it
Right.
up. I don't know, maybe a little long-winded tonight. So, while we all know that this is a great occasion and that you are very deserving of all kinds of time up here, for the sake, I guess, of everyone else, we have to ask you about a minute. You know, you have that internal clock of yours, about a minute. Sound good?
Or the computer will grab you and take you off the air.
Meanwhile, too, one other note. When you do win and you've made your minute speech, you can exit this way. There's a photographer to get that look of shock on your face, okay?
But anyway, we want to get to some more presentations, and for that, let me bring on our next group of presenters. Deborah Carpenter, Vice President and General Manager of WFLD/WPWR-TV.
And Brant Miller, meteorologist and friend of mine from WMAQ.
We all look so well dressed tonight, don't we?
That's right.
Deborah, the first category, this is category 11, Public Affairs Series.
All About Kids, WLS. Adelante Chicago, WGN. Here and Now, Wisconsin Public Television. People, Places, and Things, African Americans in Print, WLS. A Better Place, MUTV 23 and 49.
Now the tension. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Close your eyes.
And the winner is People, Places, and Things, African American in Print, Deborah Gunn, producer, WLS.
You can find an abundance of news of the African American community that is informational, entertaining, and downright useful. If you're not already familiar with these publications, let me introduce you. I'd like for you to meet Indigo.
10, 15 years ago, you would have been hard-pressed to walk by a newsstand or open up your daily newspaper and find anything positive, uplifting, or newsworthy written about African Americans. Well, thankfully, times have changed.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Emily, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
Outstanding achievement.
Okay, now our next category is number 12, if you're following along in your program. Single Public Affairs Program.
Health Beat, Food for Thought, WLS. Healthy Living, Mysteries of the Mind, WBBM. Not in My School, CAN-TV. Unsung Heroes, WGN. Salud Emocional, un guía para los hispanoamericanos, WSNS.
Okay, Debbie, you ready? There you go.
Okay. There are 2 Emmys tonight. It's Health Beat, Food for Thought, Christine Tressel, producer, Sylvia Perez, host, WLS, and Salud Emocional. Douglas Webster, senior producer, Tanya Wilk, Tama Conrad, executive producers, WSNS.
Nice job.
But did you know that foods like these fresh vegetables are actually touted as a virtual fountain of youth by so-called raw foodists? Well, many Hollywood celebrities were the first to swear by this radical diet. But now the raw food craze is catching on right here in Chicago.
Demi Moore has tried it. Alicia Silverstone is devout about the diet. In fact, model Angie Everhart, actor Orlando Jones, and dancer Michael Flatley all learned how to go raw right here in the Windy City from a real guru in the field.
It's a buzzword, raw.
Este es un programa sobre la salud emocional y sobre cómo lograrla. Usted conocerá a algunos hispanoamericanos que han logrado voltear la página de la depresión y obtener una perspectiva positiva. Usted también obtendrá consejos muy útiles de líderes de la medicina y personas célebres que utilizan su fama para el bienestar de su comunidad.
I just want to say I have the pleasure of working with 2 of the best producers in Chicago, Christine Tressel and Holly Grisham. And the nice thing about working at WLS, thank you so much to our general manager and also to our news director. They let us do what we want, and we feel very passionate about what we do. When I first came to Chicago, I was covering Spot News, and I felt like there was something missing, that I needed to do the kind of news that I got into this business for, and that's news that helps people. And I think with their help, that's what we do. So Emily and Jennifer, thank you. Thank you so much. We're so excited to win this.
On behalf of all the people involved with Salud Emocional, it's an honor to bring this back. The doctors, the patients, Edward James Olmos, Gloria Araya Quinlan, Conrad Productions, Alan Weiss Productions, and my wife, who the last time I won an award, I slapped on the knee and gently reminded me, you're supposed to kiss me. So I think I got it right this time. I hope people who view this, it's enriching, but for me personally, it's a constant reminder that our cultural diversity is what enriches us, and our unity is what empowers us. Thank you. You know, I could never win these when I lived here, so it's nice to have a job to get on the stage. I get to keep coming out. I just take no hardware home at the end of the day. Anyway, I want to take just a brief moment before we continue the award presentation to acknowledge the fine folks who are working backstage, keeping us straight, the fine accountants. They are Virtue Krause & Company, LLP, Sheldon Holzman, partner, Georgina Gianelli, regional manager, and Andrea Cartley, coordinator. We thank you. And they're also working on my expense report as we speak right now. Our next group of Emmy presenters, Chuck Steinmetz, general manager from WITI Television, and Mark Malone, sports anchor from WBBM TV.
Good evening, everybody. First combined crew, Milwaukee, Chicago. Welcome. Got Harleys and got Kielbasa, you got Brats. It works for me up there, but you got the Packers. The Packers? It doesn't work up there. And if it wasn't for the clip, we would have won. The clip. Oh, you get it back on January 2nd, okay. My man. Our first category, number 13, Conversational Program Series.
Check, please. WTTW. People to People. WGN. Eye on Chicago. WBBM. Total Living with Jerry Rose, TLN PAX 38.
All right. And before I announce this, as we announce it, walk up, watch the video up here with us, and we'll move this thing along a bit. And the Emmy goes to Eye on Chicago, Jay Foote, executive producer, Liz Johnson, Kathleen Karp, Scott Thor, producers, Antonio Mora, host, WBBM.
It's been 25 years since we were all introduced to the men of Delta House.
Oh boy, is this great!
In 1978, Animal House slipped into theaters and into popular culture with catchphrases few can forget.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
It brought us toga parties, pandemonium on a parade route, and the food fight as a form of anarchy.
Thank you very much. Joe Ahern, Fran Preston, our leadership at Channel 2 made Eye on Chicago possible. We were looking for a way to serve the community and also to introduce Antonio Mora, our anchor, our 10 o'clock anchor man, to the market in a way that was more than the newscast, in a way that was community service. And Antonio, everyone knows you, nobody knows me. Why don't you just say a few words, please?
I get to talk all the time. I wanted you to talk tonight, but thank you very much. Joe Ahern's idea, the execution was Jay Foote's and Fran Preston's. Liz Johnson, our show producer, is terrific and does 90% of the work. And to Kathy and Scott and everybody who works on Eye on Chicago, thanks very much.
It's one for the home team. Not bad. Okay. Moving on to category number 14A, Magazine Program Series.
Come out and play. Camp Chicago, MUTV 23 and 49. 190 North, WLS. Connections, MUTV 23 and 49. Discover Wisconsin, WKOW. Primary Focus, Sound Insight, TLN.
And the Emmy goes to Come Out and Play, Camp Chicago. Ginger Van Hill, Donna LaPietra, executive producers, Michael O'Rourke, producer, MUTV 23 and 49.
Think summer, think school's out, think now. What to do with all those summer days? Let the Chicago Park District show you more than a few good ideas, from theater to ice hockey, with things to learn and things for fun. The park has camps in every neighborhood for every age group. Let this video guidebook help you find the best way for kids to enjoy and get the most from the days of summer, as the Park District invites you to come out and camp.
Isn't it great to live in Chicago, such a news town that even the municipal channel is newsworthy? Here's the brains behind the show.
Very good. Yeah, just wanted to thank Julian Green and the rest of the Park District for putting up the show every year, making great strides each new season. And Ginger and Del Hall for letting us continue to work on the project every year. My wife, Kathy, for putting up with the long hours and all the hardship. So thank you very much.
And finally tonight, for us, that is, category number 14B, Magazine Program Segment.
Devil in the White City, WLS. Connections, Lincoln Park, MUTV 23 and 49. Art Beat Chicago, Hair Stories, WTTW. Aspiring Women, Justice for All, TLN.
And the Emmy goes to Art Beat Chicago, Hair Stories. Tracy Campbell, segment producer. Mark Ruffin, segment host. Dan Andres, series producer. Fawn Ring, executive producer. WTTW.
From classic photos of the Harlem Renaissance to paintings and mixed media installations, African American hair is on display in a new exhibition called Hair Stories. What exactly is Hair Stories?
Hair Stories is an exhibition of work by visual artists that look at the symbolism and the imagery of African American hair across time.
Oh, praise God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. Thank you. He made this possible. He made it possible for all of us to be here. And I just thank him. And I thank all of you at WTTW for all of your support. VJ McAleer, thank you for hiring me. Dan Andrews, who couldn't be here tonight, the series producer of Art Beat. Fawn Ring, the host and executive producer. Mark Ruffin, my wonderful segment host. Tim Boyd, who shot this piece so beautifully and edited this piece, all of the editors and everybody who works on Art Beat. I love you, thank you, God bless you.
I just want to say, in 2001, I won an Emmy after 20 years in radio when I didn't win anything. And I want to thank Dan Andrews for hearing something in me on the radio that he actually thought would work on television. And now with this Emmy, I have to thank Tracy and all the wonderful staff at WTTW who I've come to know and love. Thank you so much, and thank you, Natus, and thank you, Terry. Thank you.
I know each one of you is very well aware of all the hard work that must go into a production like this, being that you are in TV news biz. But also this show could not happen without our sponsors tonight. So we're going to say a thank you to them. First, Apple Midwest Media Group, thank you. Avid, thank you. Boss Distilling. Oh, you know what? Those are the people who made those great martinis that you had out in the auditorium. Why don't want to take a poll. I think there were two kinds. I mean, not that I drank both, but there are two kinds. There was banana split, and then there was taffy apple. Say yeah if you like the banana split the best. Mm-hmm. Say hey if you like taffy apple better. Okay, I guess it's taffy apple. So Boss Distilling, thank you so much. The Film and the Tape Works, thank you as well for your sponsorship. S10 Media, and we want to thank you all. Now we're getting on with our, how about a round of applause for all those folks? Our next presenters, we have Mariah Moore, President and General Manager of WYCC TV. And Richko Svenguli, WCIU TV. Thank you.
Don't look now, but one of us has on too much makeup.
Honey, you got to tell me where you get your work done.
Earl Scheib, basically.
Our first category, number 15, children's or teen series, and the nominees are
Into the Outdoors, WKOW. Gumbo TV, WTMJ. Money Farm, WTTW.
And the Emmy goes to Into the Outdoors. Mark Rose, Lisa Rose, executive producers. Jim Vaughn, Steve Vollman, managing producers. Angie Nemanek, Danielle Bernard, producers. John Jamel, co-producer, WKOW.
I was hoping I'd get the award from the guy with the rubber chicken, but guess not. We're just very honored to win this award. In the tradition of our company's founder, the late Dick Rose, our company's always celebrated the outdoors as a place where the adults and kids can just kind of lose themselves and cast aside their differences and even their disabilities. And so we're really thankful as a company to be able to produce this show. We've had some hardships that we've faced. We've lost some major funding, but this award really is just a shot in the arm to us. And so we're going to continue this show. And we want to thank our sponsors. We thank Chevy, who's here tonight, who is represented here tonight. We thank the Wisconsin DNR for their 4 years of funding and for their support into the future. And I just want to thank Mark and Lisa Rose for believing in the show and just for allowing us the opportunity to work on such an awesome show. It's just an honor to work on a show that gets kids excited about God's creation. And so we're very, very excited to win this award. Also want to just say thank you to all the people that made the show possible. Lots of talented people that have worked on this show. So thank you.
Nice chicken.
Thank you. It's nice to see the broadcast channel trying to lure back the kids and the teens. I understand Channel 11's trying to too, but come on. SpongeBob Surratt. The next category is number 16, Children's or Teen Single Program, and the nominees are
190 North, WLS. Lingering in the Shadows, teen talk about depression. Wisconsin Public Television and newest CESA number 7. Time Warner Cable's Hang Tough Video Contest. WISN, WTMJ, WMVT, WPXE, WDJT, WMLW.
And the Emmy goes to Time Warner Cable's Hang Tough Video Contest. Mark Bloomberg, producer. Bev Greenberg, executive producer. And a sea of call letters: WISN, WTMJ, WMVT, WPXE, WDJT, and WMLW.
Here's a great video from Bay Lane Middle School!
Hey, what are those? It may look like candy, but it makes you high. Want some?
Candy high I can think of is sugar high.
It's not really candy, but pills.
Like medicine or drugs?
If you take enough, you get plenty high. And the best part is you're totally legal.
Just because they're legal doesn't mean I can't abuse them. I mean, I'm not even sick. Why would I take them? If you abuse legal drugs, it's still drug abuse.
Hang tough.
Wow, this is outstanding. First of all, I want to thank Time Warner Cable and the outstanding staff of producer-directors that I have the unbelievable privilege to work with week in, week out. Without them, I wouldn't be up here. And especially the leadership at Time Warner Cable, namely Bev Greenberg, who's really redefined the term corporate citizenship and what a company, a media company in particular, can do for the community. And of course, my wonderful family, who's been behind me no matter what path I choose to take. And of course, God, who's blessed me so much within the past year, it's crazy. So, thank you.
Hi, we are the interlude between the rubber chicken and more Emmys. I'm Carol Cartwright. I'm chairman of the Chicago Midwest Natus Education Committee and president of the chapter's Educational Foundation. And we are going to give out money. Most people here are getting Emmys, but we're going to give out money.
And I'm Don Ephraim, president of Ephraim and Associates, which is a law firm that includes two of my sons, Elliot and David. And David is the treasurer of Natus Chicago. We specialize in acting as attorney agents for television and radio talent. For more than 25 years, I've had the privilege of serving the National Academy and the Chicago chapter in various capacities, and I've been very involved in the scholarship program. Along with several others, I have funded one of the scholarships from the inception of the program. I've worked on behalf of Natus to personally encourage stations, management, and talent to join me in doing this, and it has been a commitment that I believe in and will continue to support.
Don and I have the pleasure of presenting to you the winners of the Television Academy's 2004-2005 scholarships. This program of awarding scholarships is very important for us. It's major, and as Don said, the financial support that comes from your colleagues, members of the television industry, who recognize the importance of encouraging the continued flow of talented young people into the industry, and we thank them for that support. Each year we solicit applications from the four-year universities in our area. Candidates must write answers to several essay questions. They have to provide resumes and proof of grades. Winners are determined through a combination process of personal interviews and number score based on their applications. And tonight, we are awarding 3 $4,000 scholarships. As you will hear about the accomplishments of these students, we hope you'll consider donating to the scholarship fund. It's really rewarding, and it's a great way to acknowledge your success as broadcasters. Information on how to do that is in your Emmy program, so be sure and look it up.
Okay, we'll begin to make the awards. First is Benjamin Koff. He's going to get the Donald Emmy from Family Scholarship. Benjamin is a graduate of Northwestern University, currently enrolled as a graduate student studying entertainment management at UCLA. Entertainment management, that sounds like competition. Prior to his graduate school, Benjamin interned at WLS TV and became their first manager of online operations. Then he acted as marketing sales agent, account executive, and interactive sales specialist. WLS TV President and General Manager Emily Barr gave him high marks as one of the best young talents she has seen in her broadcast career. Benjamin was involved in a slight accident in Los Angeles going to the airport. I want you to understand that money's not to be used to replace your car. Next is Nicole Lappin, who will get the John and Ann Drury Scholarship, and Ann is in the audience with us tonight. Nicole Lappin is a senior at Northwestern University. She has won numerous awards, including the Hearst Journalism Foundation TV Champion, the Radio Television News Directors Association Bruce Dennis Scholarship Award, and the first annual Association of Women Journalists Scholarship. Nicole has interned at 2 NBC stations, WMAQ and WNBC, and she's worked as a general assignment reporter for WKYT TV, which is CBS, and the business technology reporter for the First Business Network, which is a syndicated news service.
Nicole.
Next is Philip John Stewart, who receives the Tom Skilling Scholarship. Tom also is in the audience. Philip is an outstanding student, a member of the National Honor Society, and winner of the first place regional award for the Society of Professional Journalists. A senior at Northwestern University, Philip has interned at ABC News in Santa Barbara, California, and NBC News in Topeka, Kansas. He's also served as news director for the Northwestern University News Network. Congratulations to all the winners.
Hi again. I think we have a little business to take care of. What was it you were supposed to say?
We want to let folks know, in the interest of expediting things tonight, if you are fortunate to be a winner, come on up on stage and watch the video with us rather than waiting in the aisleways there. And you can come up, although you got to be careful. I didn't tell you, a real quick story. Last time I was here, it was '98. A friend who shall remain nameless, named Larry Menti, told me,
he's not here anyway.
Told me that he had a friend at a station in San Diego who had judged a category I was in, and the award was mine. So when the announcement came, like an idiot, I stood up, and somebody else won. So if that happens to you, do what I do. Go into the stretch. Right, okay? Just a little bit of advice.
Besides that, if you all come up on stage, then we get to look at you, I guess. Do you have reading glasses out?
I do. I should be using them because my arms aren't long enough.
Are you
This
getting
happens
long?
when you hit 45.
You getting long in the tooth? Are
Yeah, I
you?
am.
Okay. You know, Dan Rather
If
wears
I
those
may.
too. Doesn't Dan Rather wear those too?
This is much better.
Gotcha. Our next group of presenters, we have Tom Ellman, Vice President and GM of WGN TV.
And Keenan Smith, weather anchor at CLTV.
Good evening. It's great to be here. Keenan, what's your forecast?
Well, yeah, this is a great place to spend the evening where the guys are cool and the ladies are hot.
Very nice.
Absolutely. Glad to be here. Now let's get on to the stars. Category 32, animation, scenic design, graphic design.
Ed Hansen, Composite, WGN. Scott Novasic, Animation Composite, WFLD. Fred Prigge, Sports Weekly Intro, Comcast. Jay Elliott, Composite, Fox Sports Net, Chicago. Joshua Nard, Abel Sanchez, Neil Weisenberg, Oye Chicago, WBBM.
And the winner is Joshua Nard, Abel Sanchez, Neil Weissenberg, Oi Chicago, WBBM.
Thank you very much. This is a real honor for us. I get the opportunity to work with two very talented designers up here, Neil and Josh. And also I'd like to acknowledge Fran Preston and Joe Ahern, who every day prove to me that people do make the difference. Thank you.
It's so great to have a job that lets you do what you love to do so much, and thank you.
I'd just like to thank, again, Joe and Fran for their dedication, their vision. I'd like to thank Jay Foote for allowing us to just truly be creative and giving us that freedom without boundaries. And I'd like to thank my wife and my 8-month-old son, who couldn't be here tonight, but I just love him to
8
death.
months.
And thank you very much.
I said 8 years, 8
Right.
months.
Don't forget that picture.
Our next category, number 33, audio.
Jerry H. Johnson, Inspiration Sensation TLN. Thomas Naunis, Wisconsin World War II Stories Pacific, Wisconsin Public Television. Jeremiah Reeves, Screech and Thump, a composite, WLS.
And the Emmy goes to Thomas Nunes, Wisconsin WW2 Stories Pacific, Wisconsin Public Television.
We worked in a steel mill there. That's the way 2 years went, and there was a lot of hollering there at night too. Where are you, Lord?
The war in Europe was over, but there was unfinished business in the Pacific. The fighting now focused on the islands, jungles, and broad expanses of ocean leading to Japan. And there were stories every step of the way.
Looks like our winner couldn't be here this evening, so Keenan and I will accept it on their behalf.
Category 34, Videography, News.
Casey Klaus, Saving a Species, WLS. Michael Locasio, Composite, WLS. Mark Ringo, Composite, WMAQ. Patrick A. Keating, Equinox, WLS. Wayne Ritter, Wisconsin Natural Areas, WGBA.
And the Emmy goes to Wayne Ritter, Wisconsin Natural Areas, WGBA.
As the trail gets shorter, this gets louder. At the end, an explosion of color that brings into focus one of the last remaining undeveloped stretches of Lake Michigan shore on the Door Peninsula. You call it breathtaking. The DNR calls Tops Point a state natural area, and in 1952 established a program to preserve it and others like it. Take a moment, and you see why.
Must be congestion on the Edens tonight, so we will accept the award on their behalf. And the last category for us, at least, number 35, Videography, Non-News.
Gary Klein, Discover Wisconsin Composite, WITI. Brendan Hubbard, Giants at Garfield Park Conservatory, MUTV 23 and 26. Tom Siegel, Composite, WTTW.
And the Emmy goes to Brendan Hubbard, Giants at Garfield Park Conservatory, MUTV 23 and 26.
Dinosaurs give you a dimension of time
that you walk into a conservatory without if you do not have skeletons lurking around each corner. You never think about how long these plants have been around. You think about how beautiful they are, how living they are. And the same goes for dinosaurs. They come alive when they're surrounded by growing plants.
She did a good job. Thanks, hon. It looks great. First off, I'd like to thank God, because without him, none of this would be possible. And I'd like to thank my wife for dealing with the long hours and backing all my wonderful shooting ideas and accepting the fact that I'm not going to be home at 6 or 7 sometimes. And I'd like to thank Dell and Ginger Hall for letting me grab the camera and shoot. And let's see, what else would I really like to thank? I gotta thank Michael Rourke, the producer that was up here earlier, because he's the kind when it's like, we should use a jib with this. He's like, yeah, dude, so that makes it easier. It's really cool. And I'd like to thank all the editors over at Delta Video. They make it a lot easier too. Thank you.
Our next I don't really need these, they just made me look distinguished. Our next presenters, yes I do actually, Jerry Rose, president of WCFC TV, and Corey McFerrin, sports anchor from WFLD and WPWR TV. Thank you.
Are we having fun yet? Jerry, you're dressed exceptionally well tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You look pretty good yourself. For a TV guy, you've got pretty good taste, Corey.
Thank you. It's amazing what you can get at Walgreens these days.
You know, they must pay you really well.
Not exactly, but we have work to do here, Jerry. Why don't you lead us off here?
Category 17, special event programs created for television.
Alaska, where winters are winters, with Tom Skilling, WGN. Illinois NAACP presents Candidate Face-Off U.S. Senate, WPWR. 2004 Golden Apple Awards for Excellence in Teaching, WTTW. Wisconsin Democratic Debate, WTMJ. Great Books Town Hall Meeting, WYCC.
And the winner is
2004 Golden Apple Awards for Excellence in Teaching. Andrea Guthman, VJ McAleer, Susan Godfrey.
He's a true science man. He loves sharing it with the kids. The students like him because he's goofy.
This little device is known as Mr. G's giant balloon blower upper.
He has a new demo every day. He doesn't just do demos to show you something.
Yeah, I could stand up there and give facts all day, but that doesn't mean they're going to learn anything. I really do believe that for students to learn, they have to construct their own meaning, their own knowledge.
Hi, I'm VJ McAleer from Channel 11, WTTW. Andrea Guthman is really the brains behind this. She's done amazing work producing this show, but what a better show to put on the air than celebrating teachers. And we do it with sort of an event like the Emmys, and they're not quite as used to getting honored as much as we are, but they certainly deserve it. And I'd like to thank the Golden Apple Foundation for working with us almost 20 years now. And certainly Andrea Jacquenet, who directs, Susan Godfrey, Tracy Campbell, Lisa Marshfield, Tim Boyd, all the other people on our crew that just do this fantastic show every year. And on a personal note, I just want to thank everybody in this room that sent me an email or wished me good luck during my illness this year. You make me very proud to be part of this television community. Thank you.
And category 18, special event programming not created for television.
NBC5 presents the 2004 Chicago Auto Show, WMAQ. Chicago Auto Show 2004, WSNS. Network Chicago presents the Fantastic Symphony of Hector Berlioz, WTTW.
And the recipient of the award is Network Chicago presents the Fantastic Symphony of Hector Berlioz.
The year was 1830, and 27-year-old Hector Berlioz threw open the doors to the Romantic era with a startling autobiographical composition called Episode in the Life of an Artist, known today simply as the Symphonie Fantastique. Journey with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and conductor Christoph Eschenbach into the heart and soul of the most novel, bewildering music of its time, the Fantastic Symphony of Hector Berlioz.
Thank you. I didn't expect this, so I didn't prepare anything. I'm really grateful to everyone at TTW who made this possible. Thank you to the Academy. Thank you to Wells Kaufman at the Ravinia Festival. This was something that we did for them, with them in partnership, to bring into the schools and to libraries throughout the city to tell stories about classical music, something that I love and I've spent my career trying to make accessible. I want to especially thank Kamala Nair. She was my associate producer. She was our Wellesley College intern that summer, and I threw her into a lot. And I want to thank Paul Thornton, my editor, whom I love to work with. It's always a great pleasure. And to the fantastic crew at WTTW, no more group of more dedicated and wonderful technicians. Thank you all.
And category 19, single entertainment program or series.
Metro Mix, the TV show, CLTV. The Best of Backstage Noise, 190 North, WLS. Season to Celebrate, WISN. Out on a Limb, WYCC. Wild Chicago's Wildest Moments, 15 years in 1 hour, WTTW.
Lots of enthusiasm for this award. And the Emmy goes to Wild Chicago's Wildest Moments, 15 years in 1 hour.
You're Freebird or Booger? Freebird. Hi, Booger?
That'd be me.
Are your mother and father still alive?
No, they're passed away.
This is a nice way to remember them on your leg.
Right.
It's the Beatles. Now, I hope you entered this in some kind of contest.
That was extensive.
This would be extensive as well.
This was extra large.
Extra large. You won any awards yet for this?
I took second yesterday in extra large.
I want to see the guy who took first. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. This is sort of a bittersweet award because it's posthumous, but that's no reason to hang our heads. Wild Chicago had a hell of a run, 15 years on local television. I think that's like 200 in dog years. So I want to thank Fawn Ring for making sure this special got made and for submitting it for this darn award. I want to thank Harvey Moshman, who taught me everything I know about producing. I want to thank everybody that's, all the shooters and editors that worked on Wild Chicago. Thank Lisa Marshfield. And I want to mostly thank every Wild Chicagoan that's ever been on our show. This really belongs to you. But I'm going to hold on to it for you, all right?
What is your guys' assessment of this new theater? Perfect? Yeah. Did you notice that they fed you the martinis and then you had to walk down all those stairs? Yeah. Well, let's see. You know, there are a lot of things I miss about Chicago, mostly the people that I used to work with. I miss people like Art Norman and Amy Jacobson, Brant Miller, Rob Johnson over at Channel 7. But one of the things I don't miss about Chicago is the winter driving, as I'm sure you guys can attest to. Because living in Atlanta, the only donuts that I do down there are Krispy Kreme. Our next group of presenters, Randy King, Executive Vice President for Television, WTTW-TV, and Mike Strelo, News Anchor for WDJT-TV. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Robin. Well, in protest to all of you news producers out there who never seem to give sports enough time during their newscasts, I think we're going to drag this one out a little bit. How's that, Randy?
I'm surprised they didn't wait till the last minute and a half of the show tonight to pass out the sports awards.
Well, it's all about the nominees, and let's get right to them.
First is Category 20, live or unedited coverage of sporting events, single program or series. And the nominees are...
Milwaukee Brewers Baseball, Fox Sportsnet North, Wisconsin. The Illinois High School 2004 Basketball Championship, WYCC. Cubs clinch division title postgame show, Fox Sportsnet Chicago. Cubs pennant push playoff pregame shows, WFLD. Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN-TV, WGN. Cubs clinch celebration, WFLD. CBS 2 presents the LaSalle Bank Chicago Marathon, WBBM.
In this category, we have 2 Emmy recipients, Cubs clinch celebration, and CBS 2 presents the LaSalle Bank Chicago Marathon.
Listen to this crowd. Wow. Sammy Sosa slapping 5 with everybody. Look at him go. Randall Simon. You came in mid-August. Did you envision this moment?
Oh, yeah, that's unbelievable. I thank God for it. Because without him, we wouldn't make it. You know, I'm so happy. It's one of the greatest days of my life.
After turning south on Damon, it's east on Jackson. At Ashland, the homes of the Jackson Historic District provide a charming distraction for the runners. Next, running south down Halsted, right past some of Greektown's most tantalizing restaurants. But the good news is the runners are 16.5 miles into the marathon.
Efetisto, Ed, that means thank you in Greek, and let's go back to the men's lead pack.
There's only one of me here tonight and 25 of them. But I'll take you on. I'm proud to share the stage. I happened to see that show. He did a wonderful job. Congratulations. Really did. Carrie, great job. Very quickly, very proud to receive this tonight, and so many people to thank, and as you know, so many people behind the scenes who really make the show work. I can't think of any of their names right now, but actually, no. John Eskra, Dan Barilli, Phil Nardello, our old buddy Jeff Nelson here tonight. So many people there. Jim Brunetti, did I mention him already? Shooters like Jeff Wirris, Larry Collins, great professionals and guys that make every day fun. And we appreciate this very much. And just on a personal note, 20 years ago, I attended my first Emmy Awards evening, much like this one,
when I worked in Atlanta, and I was lucky enough to pick one of these up. I was even luckier that night because I met a young lady there and asked her out on a date, and it turns out we're still dating. And tonight we're attending our second ever Emmy Awards dinner. And Sal, we should go to more Emmy Award dinners, I think. Thank you very much.
Oh, please. Please, don't leave me here by myself. It's a cast of thousands, but we'll be brief. Maybe the best thing about the marathon telecast is that it is as large as it is. When you put more than 100 people, technicians and staff, to work on a project and include maybe half the on-air people from the television station, Channel 2, CBS 2 Chicago, that's a full poll. And so it's an honor in our first go-round, I might add, to receive this recognition. Thank you very much. Thanks to, obviously, Joe Ahern and Fran Preston for getting us into this project in the first place. Thanks to LaSalle Bank and Mark Nystuen and Norm Bobbins, and Carrie Pinkowski, who was our spiritual guru, really. In all the creative meetings, were it not for Carrie, we couldn't spell marathon before this, but now we're running them. And I've even started running, strangely enough. And Tom Schnecke, my co-executive producer on the telecast, thank you so much. Obviously, you all know Tom. Without Tom, there's no marathon. And a word about Mike Adamle. Mike Adamle was the host of this particular telecast, and he was a fine host, and he's a great guy, and you all know Mike. So thanks to Mike as well. Thank you very much. Thanks to my friends behind me as well. Thank you.
You're right about the sports guys.
No one was telling them the rep. No IFB tonight. In Category 21, series covering sports events excluding live coverage. The nominees are
The Leadoff Man, WGN. Fox 6 Packers Blitz, WITI. Pro Football Weekly, Fox Sports Net Chicago. The Final Word, WFLD.
And the Emmy goes to Fox 6 Packers Blitz, Brian Graham, David Machuda, Gordy Trantow, producers.
The Packers have had magic on their side in the past. Touchdown! But what about now?
You know, I think you create your own magic with the chemistry that's on your team.
I think we've earned everything we've got.
I don't think God plays favorites, and I think we need to go out there and selectively be ready to play more so than worry or depend on some divine intervention. You control your own destiny. And all this other stuff, you know, it's just suit up and play ball.
Mike and I are honored to accept this on their behalf. Thank you. Category 22, single program covering sports or based on a sports theme. And the nominees are
2003 Accenture Chicago Triathlon, Fox Sports Net Chicago. Finally, in the front row, WITI. Soldier Field Special, WMAQ.
And the Emmy goes to, finally in the front row, Brian Graham, Gordy Trantow, David Machuda, producers Ted Perry, Tom Pippins, Craig Hofer, Mickey Leach, Jim Wilson, Justin Hines, WITI.
To be fair, Bob Uecker wasn't that bad of a player.
He was a fine receiver. Bob Gibson loved to pitch to him. Had a cannon arm to really fire. And I'd say to the audience, So this guy really does know. He said, "You're killing my act, come on."
But it's not his playing that has Bob Uecker on the eve of induction. It's his wit, not his mitt, that has the Milwaukee native in Cooperstown.
Congratulations, Cliff. Good to see you. Such a quick there, and you read it. Thank you very much. The traffic on the Edens is awful, and I got here late, and being the superstitious guy that I am, I sat, I'm not kidding you, say it with me, in the back row. This was honoring Bob Uecker, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So thanks to Ueck, thanks to the Brewers for letting us come in and shoot with him. And keeping on the homecoming theme of Lester and Robin coming home, I live in Milwaukee, I love Milwaukee, but I'm born and raised here. And I so much wanted to be a part of television news in Chicago that when I was a kid at St. Francis Xavier Grade School, I told all the other kids that Fahey Flynn was my grandfather. Well, they looked alike, the Irish jowls and the gray hair. And then one day, I got out of school to go to my grandfather's funeral, and Fahey Flynn was still doing the 6 o'clock news on Channel 7. So, Fahey, thank you, and thank you very much. Appreciate it. In category 23, Sports Segment Feature, the nominees are
Sion Price, NBC5 High School Sports Spotlight, WMAQ. A Legend in the Making, from Ruth to Sosa, Fox Sportsnet Chicago. The Long Snapper, WMAQ. The History of the Midlands, Fox Sportsnet Chicago. Sammy Sosa's 500-foot blast, Fox Sportsnet Chicago.
There are 2 Emmys being presented in this category tonight. And the Emmys go to The Long Snapper, Cormac O'Meara, Richard Moy, Mark Ringo, producers, Peggy Kusinski, host, WMAQ, and Sammy Sosa's 500-foot blast, Jim Gorman, Andrew Armas, producers, Fox Sportsnet Chicago.
That ain't gonna make it. That ain't gonna make it. Nope, that ain't gonna happen. That's not even close, is it?
2/3 of the way. Are you the king of the world? Can you do it from one boat to the other off Navy Pier? Oh, one take. That was impressive.
Got her again. That'll work.
First thing we saw was, I was thinking, is that farther than Kingman's? And they go, yeah, definitely. Had Kingman beat by about 10 or 12 feet.
There's another bomb way out of this ballpark. That one's down Kepler over the tree.
It was just...
Here's the guy that did it right here.
No,
Andy
he's
Armas.
right here. He's the guy that did it. He's the guy
Oh,
that did it.
you. Yeah, thanks to Andy. Great job. I just gave him the ingredients, gave it to him. He made it into a great pizza. And then thanks to our executive producer, Josh Wine, who helped us out a whole heck of a lot. And Andy, you're up, buddy.
Thanks to Jim, he had a great idea for the 500-foot blast. It's kind of a cool story to see actually where that ball took off to. And Jim always gave me a lot of support at work and let us do whatever we want. And thank all the people at Fox Sports and anchors Gail Fisher and Pat Reedy. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Whew. I won one of these as a producer at ESPN, and I never thought I would win one again. To do so in front of the camera now just means the world to me. So I want to thank the management at Channel 5 for bringing me home again, because I was an intern and a production assistant at Channel 5 15 years ago. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity and also to be myself in front of the camera as well. And guys, come on. And thank you also for an incredibly creative staff that we have at Channel 5. Jeff Glick, you push us as much as we push each other. To our other colleagues who were nominated and also were not, we have such incredible competition in sports in this city that it's great for all of us. It makes all of us better. And to Pat Manley of the Bears, who spent 6 hours with us, long snapping a football through the Picasso from 2 boats on Lake Michigan, half court from a basketball court. He spent all day with us. We don't get that opportunity enough with athletes today. So I want to thank him as well. And Vince Munyon, who isn't up here with us, but who sat here and brainstormed with me one day all the different things that we could get a long snapper to do around the city of Chicago. So thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to tell a creative story a little bit longer than we normally get. Thank you.
If it was me, I would have hiked the Emmy just because, but I'm thinking like a producer. I want to take a moment before we continue with our presentations and acknowledge a lot of folks who have put in a lot of hard work to make this a special evening, and acknowledge our production staff for the Emmy Production Committee: Diana Borey, Rebecca Cowing, Al Hall, Cindy Petrasso, Abel Sanchez, Deborah Siegel, Ron Weiner, and the chair of the committee, Deborah Gunn. How about a big hand? And as we move things along, our next presenters for the evening: Joe Ahern, President and General Manager of My Old Stomping Ground, WBBM TV, and Shirley Rose, host of Aspiring Women on WCFC TV.
Good evening.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Shirley. I guess we should move along very quickly so I can get outside and put money in my people meter.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Of course, you don't have to worry about such things. You are judged by a higher calling, Shirley.
That is true, but we need the audience too, so you can pray for us, okay?
Well, I'll pray for you, and you
yes,
can
and
pray for
I'll
us.
pray for you. Now, remember, Joe, don't say the winner is. Okay, say the Emmy goes to, because there are many, everyone here is a winner. And even if you don't win an Emmy, you're a winner, just like that would be me. Okay,
exactly.
So just remember. All right. We're doing category number 36, directing live on tape. The nominees are
Don E. Hancock, Inspiration Sensation, TLN. Jim Angio, Chicago White Sox Baseball, Fox Sports Net Chicago. Sarah Tucker Fisher, Composite, WGN. Matthew J. Gangle, Composite, Fox Sports Net North Wisconsin. David Turner, Chicago Cubs Baseball, Fox Sports Net Chicago.
And the Emmy goes to Don E. Hancock, Inspiration Sensation, TLN.
All right.
So much pressure fell on me. I thought I was gonna lose my mind. But I know you wanna see if I will hold on through these trials. But I need you to lift this love, 'cause I can't take it no more. Shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just wanna praise you. I just wanna praise you. Said you broke the chains, now I can lift my hands.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank the Academy and everyone who had a part of me receiving this tonight. You know, the last time and the only time I received one of these was the last millennium, and I thought if I've got to wait till the next one, I'm done for. Personally, Denise, I'm glad you're here. I love you. Thanks for being here with me tonight. And so far as the crew and the staff of TLN management, thank you very much. There's a few people, of course. As a director, there's so many people you rely on. Jerry Johnson, the best audio guy in Chicago, in my concern. Tom Godar, I hope you win in a few minutes. My ADs, my TD directors, you know how important they are. Bob, you did a great job. Floor director, Dave, Nina, even my grips, Cindy, all the people that make it possible. Thank you so much. This is an honor, and I'm glad to be here tonight. Take care.
The next category is Category 37, Excellence in Directing Edited. Nominees are
Julie Petrie, Frank Crockmall, Sing and Sign Holiday Time, WTTW. Chip Duncan, In a Just World, Contraception, Abortion, and World Religion, WTTW. Bob Albrecht, Cubs, Keeping the Dream Alive, Fox Sports Net Chicago.
Okay, Shirley. And the winner is Chip.
The Emmy goes to?
Oh, the Emmy goes to, excuse me. Chip Duncan, In a Just World, Contraception, Abortion, and World Religion, WTTW.
You can't look at family planning and population and abortion in a vacuum without some very close attention to the discussions that are going on about justice throughout the world. Children are at the center of the vision of justice. Women and children at the center for thinking about how we share a world in common.
Sorry, Chip, I'm going to keep this. And thank you on behalf of Chip Duncan and WTTW. You want to do this one, Shirley?
Sure. Category number 38, Editing News. The nominees are
Brian E. Dool, Composite, WFLD. Luis F. Martinez, 50 Años de Playboy, WGBO. Lou Hinkhouse, Composite, WFLD. Theodore M. Para, Composite, WGN. Annie Servideo Esp, Composite, WLS. Anthony Vitale, Composite, WMAQ.
And the Emmy goes to Anthony Vitale, Composite, WMAQ.
It's time to start.
Ready, go.
It's time to start.
Congratulations.
Wow, this is intimidating. Most of my work on my composite reels are not. I'm preaching to the choir when I tell you it's not me. I'm working with such a talented group of people. The Open that you saw was for the U.S. Open golf that we sponsored, and thank you, Larry Word, for even bringing that to MAQ. That was great. Most of also the work that I did on the composite is all of the high school athlete of the week that we do every Tuesday. Jeff Glick, God bless you. Mark Shanowski, Ryan Baker, all of you guys, Mark, everybody that they just bring me the elements, and my job is so easy. I also do so much work with Target 5. Lisa Parker, God bless you. Robin Green. Robin Green makes my day. On Wednesdays, I come in. I love coming to work on Wednesdays. There are features on Thursday. I edit on Wednesday. She makes it so easy. And the reason it's so easy is because Mark Ringo shoots the video for Robin Green. And then when it's all cut together in a graphic package, we give it to Suzanne Richter, who puts it all together, and there you have it. So all I do is, like it was set up before, you just bring the ingredients in, and it's so easy when the ingredients are so good. But thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Category 39, Excellence in Editing, Non-News, and the nominees are
Nicole McClure, Composite, WSNS. Justin Wynat, Composite, WLS. Matt Barnett, Composite, WGN. Andrew Armas, Composite, Fox Sportsnet Chicago. Mick Dirks, Everett Sotenga, Wisconsin World War II Stories, Pacific, Wisconsin Public Television. John Knock, Composite, Fox Sportsnet Chicago.
And the award goes to Andrew Armas, Composite, Fox Sports Net, Chicago.
Chicago, city of legends, legendary places, legendary people, legendary sports, legendary stars. Tonight, meet the new stars of Chicago at the 2004 Fox Sports Net Sports Awards.
I didn't really expect this tonight, but thank you very much. I'd like to thank the New York chapter for this award, the Chicago chapter for all their support, my beautiful wife Eileen, Ethan, Alec, my parents, all the people at Fox Sportsnet, Gail Fisher, Pat Rady. This is probably my last Chicago Emmys here in Chicago, so I'd like to thank you all for your support throughout the years. Just like a few minutes, thank the people who helped me get along. Al Devaney, Neil Saban, who gave me my first job editing out language and nudity on the overnight shift for $5 an hour at WPWR TV. Got me where I'm going today. Brent Stevenson, Jim Corno, Wes Alberry, the promotion staff, Diane Hannes, Tom Vodick, and all the people who made Chicago a great place to work. Thank you.